Welcome back to another episode of Waking Up with Wisdom with the Garden of Enlightenment. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Alicia.
And today we have Crystal Baker with us from Tides of Change.
Hello.
Hey, Crystal, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing pretty good.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, do you want to go ahead and let us know how your journey started?
Okay. Well, when I was little, something traumatic happened in my life. And when that thing that happened in my life came about, I kind of shut off. And before that, I know that I was very much awake and tuned. I understood things from a different perspective. Alicia and I very much understand and resonate with each other on that because we kind of grew up together, and it was kind of a mutual thing that happened for both of us. So anyways, fast forward to 4 years ago. Well, actually, I guess it's getting closer to 5 now because my son will be 4 soon. When I found out I was pregnant, of course, my hormones started to go all loopy and stuff. And then, your mind starts going all loopy and everything. Well, by the time I had him and I was sitting in the hospital room, I had this big reality check that I didn't have anybody. I'm an orphan. I don't have parents. My mom left when I was roughly around the age of 3 or so. At least that's the story. I'll stick with that. And so I've gone and navigated through this life basically solo in the system and whatnot. But when I had my son and I was sitting outside on the bench, I was having a smoke, and he was inside the hospital there, and I needed a breather. I looked up in the sky and I started to think about my mom, and I started to think about her lack of presence, and I started to think about how more than anything in that moment I needed my own mother. Mm-hmm. And that was what really triggered my heart and my mind into searching for more. And at first it was an external search, and when I did the external search, I actually was very blessed with the presence of April. She actually reached out to me, and I had major postpartum depression at the time. And it wasn't even a week prior to her reaching out to me, I actually dropped to my knees and I started to bawl. I started to scream and cry and asking, why me? Why do I have to suffer with this? And it was like, that whole pity trip, that whole, boo-hoo, right? And I mean, I think that's where it really starts. And when I dropped to my knees, I literally asked God, send me my tribe, send me my people, send me the people that are meant to be in my life forever, because I need my family. I need my family more than anything. And a week later, April had reached out to me and she gave me some Reiki, and then we did a couple other Reiki sessions after that. And shortly after that, I became a part of a spiritual group. And this is where it really started to kick in full throttle for me, where I really started to see the signs, the numbers, the synchronicities. I reached out to a group. It's an international enlightenment group. And I said, I'm from Olds, Alberta. Just wondering if there's anybody around in the area that, could meet up with me and build a friendship. And this girl, Tina, reached out to me. And when she reached out to me, she's Virgo. Okay. So she is as introvert as they get. And I love her to death for it. So she reached out to me and she's like, I normally don't do this. She's like, but I seen that you're in Olds and I'm in Penhold. Would you like to meet up? And so it had been a couple of weeks. We were chatting back and forth on Messenger. And then one day I had to go to Red Deer for something. And I was like, you know what? I'm on my way through. So why don't I stop in Penhold? She opened the front door, and I kid you not, when she opened that door and I looked at her and she looked at me, we literally looked at each other and said, I see you. I see you. I know you. And what was supposed to only be about an hour and a half long coffee visit turned into about 4 hours. And
that instant connection.
It was that instant, yes, that instant pull. Like you are a soulmate. You are more than a soulmate. You are like a soul tribe sister. Like, I resonate with you in past lives. Like, I get this. Mm-hmm. And we had started chatting when I came over and realized there was a lot of synchronicities that were taking place in both of our lives that were mirroring each other. And it was like we found this resonation for each other. And it's been, what, two years now. And she's my best friend. Like, she is literally my best friend. She is my soul sister. I call her my sister. She's not just family. She's not just my friend. Like, she is my sister through and through. And I don't think I would have been able to get as far as I have without being able to have her support. And I know that she feels the same way in regards to me. We share that with each other all the time. Like, thank you. Like, thank you for being that person to help me navigate through this, you know, this rabbit hole,
whatever it is.
Right. You know, because I mean, like, when you're constantly doing that shadow work, and that's the thing, you know, like, growing up, being in that place of holding on to traumas, we're continuously doing shadow work. We are continuously bringing in a lot of dark traits within ourselves because we don't know how to navigate out of it. So we're constantly seeing further and further and further.
And carrying our parents and so on and so on.
Right, right. And when I met Tina, it was like her and I kind of showed each other those shadows. We kind of showed each other those shadows and how we can navigate through it without bringing self-sabotage into our lives. That doesn't go without saying, though, that when I did meet her and stuff, I, like I said, was going through postpartum depression and stuff and started to wake up. And when I had that connection with her, I started having these spiritual connections with other individuals. And then I started having dreams. They were prophetic dreams. I'm not going to go too deep into the dreams just because I feel that there are some people in this group that I am close with that I don't want to trigger. So I will just say that those dreams led me down a really, really dark rabbit hole that I needed to go down. As painful as it was, as tragic as it was necessary. It was completely and utterly necessary. It broke me down in so many ways, but breaking me down was perfectly aligned with what I had asked God to do. When I had said, bring me my soul tribe, bring me my people, I need this. It was like, okay, but if I bring this to you, you need to remember that this is going to be a shakeup for you. This is going to be something brand new, something you've never experienced. So when this comes in, brace yourself because it's going to be a shakeup and you may act in ways that you normally would never act. And that is exactly how it played out for me. I cut off a lot of people in my life when I woke up because I started to navigate through intention. And, you know, through shadow work, you start to see other people's intentions. And, it was very powerful and empowering for me when I had started my Tides of Change and Breaking Cycles channel. I did just open up on YouTube for that same channel. But when I started doing the videos, it was more so, I didn't realize that while I was reaching out to help other people, I was also in fact helping myself at the same time, because as I was expressing the things that I was experiencing and understanding and giving other people tools to help navigate them through their problems, I myself was also processing the things that I was expressing and absorbing it for myself, which is something that I have to say before reaching out to spirit was extremely difficult for me to do. I was very capable of omitting very powerful guidance for other individuals. But when it came to accumulating that guidance for myself, it was like there was a block for me, and it was like I couldn't pay attention to the things I was saying to others. And I was watching other people grow. I was watching other people succeed. And then they would come to me and say, thank you for that advice because it really worked. And I'd be like, well, why the hell am I not taking my own advice? And that in itself was like a big wake-up call for me too, where I was like, okay, well, there's obviously blocks within me that I need to release. And in doing so, I had to face a lot of my my family traumas. And that part was not easy. And
that's a dark circle of itself, man. I should know.
Absolutely. And you know what? I have to say, again, I have to drop her name again, April Erickson. Like, she has been the best mentor I could possibly have ever met in my life. And she's been such a rock for me through showing me the things that I need to see, and like just her being there as that support so that I can have somebody to reach out to when I'm having these experiences. That in itself has helped me grow and develop further, because speaking authentically and not holding it in, that felt really good. That doesn't go without saying that I do a lot of my work internally. I do a lot of it through silence and solitude. Again, this is something else that April actually taught me, but yeah, you know, so I guess you could say that's pretty much my story, you know. Very powerful, very synchronistic. I like to say mine and Tina's favorite phrase now, instead of, you know, using the whole ironic statement is, so Alanisly.
Yeah, right?
And I swear every day we have a conversation, so I'll explain, you know, like something's going on in my life, and she'll be like, so Alanis, and then she'll explain something. I'll be like, oh, how Alanis. It's just we have to make fun of you know, the dark times too, right? We got to make light of it. So
Well, especially you have to go through the dark to get to the light, and that's the whole process of this journey.
And balance it too as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and I mean, this journey has been a blessing in disguise. I'm going to say it delicately like that, because I mean, I was going to say, you know, it can be a blessing and a curse, but I'm not even going to drop the C word, because I just, it's a blessing in disguise, because through all of the heaviness that we have to face, once we face it and we forgive.
Oh, y'all froze. Are y'all there?
I like to use the checkerboard theme for everything, whether it be shadow work, whether it be timeline crashes, whether, you know, anything. I like the checkerboard theme because it's like you got all these holes around you, and those are all possible outcomes, and it kind of reminds me of the flower of life, which is kind of something, you know, like that's our DNA.
It reminds me of a past life, to be honest, the checkerboard.
Well, like that's just it. Like I said, it can go into so many different ways. And I mean, I'm sorry, I can't take full credit for that. I do have to give some of that credit to my friend Tina, because like I said, when we have our conversations, like we use a lot of analogy in order to understand, right? Because we try to refrain from using too many labels. Just because like on the 5D, it's not material, it's not ego, it's, you know, it's, I feel like labels, there's a time and a place for labels when it comes to trying to explain something, but I also feel like labels are something that helps divide something when we're trying to find unity.
Yes.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. It is. Labels are just a way for the ego to make sense of something.
Yes, right. So the ego can process it.
But it's in reality, in actual reality, it's all the same. It's all connected. It all flows together. It all interweaves, however you want to call it.
For sure, for sure. And I guess you could say you could probably even use that for the checkerboard theme.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about your group, Tides of Change.
Okay, so it first started out when like I said, I was going through a dark time, and I needed to separate myself from a lot of individuals. And I even separated myself from the people that I loved. And that was a hard one for me to do. And in that time, I started developing this video because to me, I was like, I need to help other people. And before I'd started the page, like I had said, I would give out advice to so many people, and they come back and they thank me for it, and then I'd see them, you know, go off and, you know, succeed and do all of these amazing things for themselves, and I'd just sit here and pout in my corner and go, well, why can't I take my own advice? You know? So when I started doing the videos, it was before I started the channel, I would do these videos for myself. And it was so that I could remind myself. And anytime I started to get into a place of stuck during a situation, I'd be like, oh, I remember doing this video. I'm going to go and watch it. And it actually started out with me using videos as my way of purging. because I felt like when I was writing things out and burning them, like, yes, it works. It works for me now. But at that point, I felt like things were so heavy for me that even trying to write things out, it felt like it was too much to write. It felt like it was so much to write. I probably could have written a huge book before I finally got to the finish line. And by the end of it, it would have been like, well.
I think we all feel like that too as well when we're going through these awakenings.
Right. Yeah. So, well, and that's just it. And that's why I decided, you know what, I'm going to start recording it. And then I'm going to verbally express it. That way I can say it out loud, release it out loud. And then when I'm done, I can go back and I can review it. And when I feel like I've reviewed it enough times where I get it, it's like a nail in the coffin, set in stone kind of thing. You know what? I'm giving this back to the universe. Delete. You know, like, and that's where it had started for me. And then after I decided, you know what? I'm not going to delete these things. I'm going to start a channel. I'm going to start a group with this, and I'm going to start sharing this with other people, because if this stuff is helping me, then why the hell can't it help other people? You know, and that's exactly what I did. And my life path number is 9. So I am very much a humanitarian. I very much believe in helping the people. I know I'm a starseed meant to help raise the vibrational frequencies of humanity so that we can heal. And
well, you've helped me along the way too as well, so.
And that's good. And that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that, because at the end of the day, when I make those videos, I post a video every Monday now. And I every Monday when I post a video, it's a specific topic. So last Monday, not this past Monday, but last Monday, I did one on shadow work and self-sabotage. And then this one, I didn't get to do it on Monday because I had this stupid virus, but I did get to it on Thursday. But it was about oversharing and the consequences of oversharing and having those boundaries and stuff. So like I said, every week I do a new video to discuss certain topics. And when I do these videos, I usually navigate them around the energies that are taking place.
Which makes sense.
Exactly, because if I do that, then I know it's going to resonate with everybody. I know it's a collective thing, and it's going to help more than just one individual. That doesn't go without saying that, I mean, I've posted many times where I've said, you know, even if this video reaches just that one person that it needs to reach, then I know that I've done my job. And that's how I feel. But the thing is I want to go bigger. Right. I want to see more. I want to reach more people. I want to help more people. And the last video that I did about navigating through silence and reaching outwards, and, you know, and the consequences of reaching outwards, when I did that video and I was supposed to do it on Monday and I didn't do it until Thursday, boy, am I ever happy that I did share it on Thursday and not on Monday, because it was apparently very responsive, important that day. A lot of people, because of the energy shakeups, the transformation, you know, this new paradigm shift, so many things have been falling, so many things have been changing, and I mean, our lives are literally taking a 360, you know. So it's like a lot of people are in that place of, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, who do I share this with, what do I say, blah blah blah. And it was like, when I shared that video, I was like, this is perfect, because it was like the perfect timing. And then I ended up having people reaching out to me and saying, you know what, like, thank you for that, I needed that today. You know, like, I was having so many troubles with this new shift and stuff like that. I didn't know what was going on. And even people that aren't in that enlightened frequency, they still follow my page and they still understand what it is I am sharing, and it still resonates with them and helps them. So I like how I do them, because I speak to the collective, not just a spiritual group. And that was the point of it. I am starting to take another approach with it, where I am now starting to offer my Reiki services and my past life regression services on my page, as well as my YouTube channel. And I'm working on astrology right now. I'm starting to dive a little bit deeper with astrology, so I have a better understanding of it, so I could start doing astrology update videos. And that, I think I may build into another page. I'm not sure yet. But as it sits right now, everything's all just kind of in one page right now. So that's pretty well what my page is about. I just really enjoy doing it, to be honest. I enjoy speaking. One day I do want to be able to be a public speaker. I am gearing to be an entrepreneur, public speaker, spiritual life coach, mentor, and that's kind of the direction I'm taking with my Reiki services as well as my past life regression services. Is I want to be able to take on my clients and mentor them through and help them, because I mean, when you're doing Reiki on people and these past life regression hypnosis and stuff, I mean, you're opening Pandora's box for them. The last thing you want to do is keep them high and dry, So when I take my clients on, they are lifelong. I will always be there for my clients, no matter what. And that's basically where it is.
That's beautiful, and I love that.
it.
I love that. Thank you so much. And you're in alignment with what's going on. We're all on the same path.
Yes.
And she mentioned April, and April is helps work with the garden as well. So thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to share?
Well, this summer I want to start holding sweat retreats. I have never built a sweat before, and in a couple of weeks I'm actually going to go out west and try and build my first sweat. I know I'm not going to be able to dig the hole or anything like that, so I'm just going to have to kind of work around it. But I do want to do a sweat and practice and get myself ready. Develop like an incantation or a guided meditation for it, so that I can help others reach their spirit guides and their spirit animal and stuff, so that by July, I'm hoping by July, and you know what, I think I'm going to pick my birthday for this, so I'm going to go with July 15th on this, and I'm going to say that is my date where I want to have my first sweat retreat. And I want it to be more like a women empowerment kind of thing, get a bunch of women together, do like a weekend retreat, and and just embrace everything, the groundingness, the the enlightenment, the guidance, and
that connection.
Yes.
That's beautiful, and that's the way that you manifest things. Put a date on it.
Yes, and you know what? And I remember you saying that, so I was like, as soon as you told me, I'm like, okay, I'm manifesting. What am I doing? When is it happening? When? Put
a date on it. I the more that I research the law of attraction, I get into it. Going back, Jim Carrey did it. Jim Carrey, he wrote a check to himself. He put a date on it. He said he was going to have $10 million by this date, and you know what? It fucking happened. And everybody who works with the law of attraction, as soon as you put a date on it, you're telling the universe you want it by this time.
Absolutely.
So that is beautiful. We're gonna include all your links, so anybody who watches this video, and if you connect with Crystal, please reach out to her. That sweatshop, I definitely want to hear more information on that.
Yes, me too.
Absolutely love that. But yeah, guys, y'all can follow her. We encourage it. And
my page actually follows Garden of Enlightenment.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, we're gonna all connect it, because that's what this is all about, uniting, and we're here to all have the same purpose. We're here
coming together as a collective.
Unity, like I was saying at the beginning, unity, coming together, raising the frequencies, coming together. We got to stop the division, and that's the thing. I just want to say, like when it comes to the whole 1% elite kind of thing, we are the elite. And we need to remember that. We are in numbers, and we got this. I know we got this. Unity, man.
Absolutely. Yep. We're seeing it unfold right now in the collective. Well, thank you guys for joining us with another episode. If you haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the notification button. Follow us. Go follow Crystal as well. We couldn't be more excited to have her on, and we will see you next time.